know where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you landed here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfield.
This episode of Chief Concerns is brought to you by BetOnline.AG. Our partners at BetOnline continue to be the #1 source for all your betting needs and sports info. Find all the latest sports developments, including updated odds on the NBA and NHL playoffs, Major League Baseball, fights, and even next season's NFL futures. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino and poker games. It's super easy to get started. So head to the website today or use your mobile device to join and use our promo code. That's Bleav, BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Chief Concerns. A week off for the guys, but we're back and ready to go. Jason, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. So we had a week hiatus coming here. So it was a little tough, man. We are dealing with this whole COVID protocol, and that's what I was at for the week. But not only that, my lady, my dog, one of my best friends, my pup, lady, she passed away. So 14 years old. And what I do, I'll share a picture for everybody just to kind of see. But she, trooper, and just kind of, she was older. So the thing is, it still didn't make it easier. You know what I mean? It just, all of a sudden she just turned. And I think she really waited until I got back from Kansas City, to kind of, I don't know, at this moment. And it was really sucky because I was on kind of protocol to try to get her to the vet, like real fast. I'm like, look, I don't know what's going on. Like she's just not responding to a lot of different things. And, she passed away, man, in my arms. So it was tough. It was tough. But I was just like, you know what? Her brother, which we lost last summer, I had a really good friend, Kendra Fishback, that helped me out because I was on vacation then. And then, that happened. And it's just something you just don't want to hear, man, on vacation anytime these things happen. But yeah, man, it was tough. But I'm glad I was there with her. I didn't want to leave her by herself. I didn't want to, have her at a vet, and just put her down. I couldn't be with her.
Yeah.
But she didn't, thank God she didn't suffer like that. 14 years, man. Beautiful times. Every moment was. So here's the lady, man. Here's the lady. Yeah.
14 years is a long time. I was 2008. Gosh, I was 14. I was 14 at that time.
Yeah. 14. Man, look, 14 is a long time for Black Lives. I actually got him for Brody Croyle. And so lady was like the one of the litter. And, Brody was like, Jason, I got some beautiful dogs, man, for you to come see and check them out. So, I sent my lady over and she went to go see him. And I thought she was going to bring one. And she brought two. And then Butch, my first one, my big boy, like I said, it was her brother, passed away last year. Great dog. And then lady was like the run of the litter. And she was like, oh my gosh, like I just had to take her. She was just said, I'm like, all right, we got two. So, I mean, thick as thieves, man. So they was good. It was good, man. So
13, 14 years. That's my oldest dog I ever had was 8. That's how long he lasted. 13, 14 years is that's a lot of time, a lot of quality time spent.
A lot of time. That's a lot of time, man. It was a blessing. I thank God just to having her and her companionship, and her love and, sitting around the house, man. So when you talk about dogs being man's best friend, there's ain't no doubt about it. I mean, she's right there with me everywhere I went, so gonna miss her. But like I said, she has so many great memories that I'm just so thankful that I had it for that long.
Yeah.
So
yeah. My condolences, brother.
Thank you. And while we're on that vein, I just want to really kind of actually talk about Of course, the biggest tragedy has been happening in the past couple of weeks here in the United States. Just kind of, just letting you know that right now the tragedy happening in Buffalo and the one down in Texas is just hard to hear. And it's something we got to do, man, to put this thing back together and really start to have a really conversation with each other, man, to try to protect one another as much as we can. But families and the ones that's in the tragedy, man, their heart is deep with them. Hope everybody's just loving each other tonight and will from this time on. And so, man, just couldn't say more about that. I just wanted to say that, that's where I'm at with it. I give all my love and everything that I possibly can to help those and support those people.
Yeah, right there with you. And I know sometimes these conversations get, convoluted with a lot of, political talk, right or left. And I think last 2 weeks, what we see from Buffalo and Uvalde, Texas, I believe, I think, it's all about community and trying to everyone just come together at times like these. And, it's remember what this is life. It's not a team. It's not a political party. It's nothing. It's really about, human life. And, our hearts and prayers go to the families down in Texas and in Buffalo. So
that's right. And it's just, like you said, it's empathy and love we should have with one another. And that's how our Creator made us. God made us that way. And so, think about talking with one another, loving each other like we should. Like God gives us responsibility to do those things. And so,
100%. I know it's kind of tough transition to go from some sad news to some good news. So within the week that we were off, we had some good news come to the show. So there's two little nuggets I want to let our viewers and listeners know. So one, YouTube subscribers, we have gone over 2,000. We reached over 1,000 in January. It took us 5 months to get over another 1,000, which is insane. I was looking at YouTube analytics. That's 1,000 in 5 months is nuts. So to all 2,000 subscribers, we're glad to have you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, thank you very much. Congratulations. Hey, everybody following us. Look, we're going to have some merch. I seem to be putting some merch and stuff out. People was asking about the shirts and whatnot. Yeah. Listen, we're going to have a lot of goodies, in the future to get it to all these people that's been, subscribing to us and supporting us all this time. And we love and appreciate each and every one of y'all coming in, checking out, doing the views and whatnot, talking to us, continue to give us feedback, while we out here. We appreciate it more than you even know. All right. And let's just keep this thing going, man. Let's keep this thing going.
Do it. Yeah. And with that, we will have our Chief Concerns website launching this summer. There will be our store on there as well. So you'll be able to get some goodies, and we'll also do some giveaways too. And we all know everyone loves giveaways. Then the second nugget, our host site, Bleav Podcast Network, they actually merged with SiriusXM Radio. They did a deal with their NFL shows. So going forward, I don't know the exact details yet because it was just announced last week, but going forward, starting this season, all their NFL shows will be on the SiriusXM radio. And then on their app, you'll be able to find Chief Concerns on the SiriusXM app. But obviously, if you're listening to this right now, you already are a subscriber to Chief Concerns, but it'll be bringing in more audience members for the show. And so that was some exciting news to have.
Yeah, more airwaves. That's how we look at it, man. More people to reach. So, hey, come and get it, man. Wherever you can see us, if you can see us in your television or, in your room, in your computer, wherever it may be that you're checking us out at, then also in your car, wherever it may be, listen, enjoy it. We're bringing all the great content to you. So, hey, hats off to all of y'all.
Yep. Yeah, it's just easy listening. You got to hear JD. We get to hear JD every week, and I know everyone comes in here and listens to hears the stories, and it's just easy listening. But before we get into our topics for the night, there's been some, Tight End U is coming around again. It's the second year they're doing Tight End University, and there was a kind of comment made from George Kittle about Travis Kelce and the amount tight ends are getting paid versus receivers. And JD, you're a resident tight end, so I'm curious what you got to say on that topic.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, to me, I have a problem that this is even an issue, to be honest with you. I mean, listen, this league has maneuvered over into like a passing league. And no doubt about it, what Travis has done in these past few years that he's been playing, I mean, he's leading. I think the stats was maybe 6 or something like that years Like he's leading like receivers as far as like yards. I mean, come on, man. Like this is not really a debate. The thing is, it was kind of happening at the same time when we were playing. Like tight ends were like at the bottom rung of getting paid. I mean, really were. I think we were getting a little bit more than like the kickers and maybe like the fullbacks and stuff like that. So they didn't feel like we were a necessity, and we were. There was things that guys was doing out there that you couldn't dispute what Tony was doing out there on the field. Gates was doing out there on the field. I mean, you just name it up and down the field, man. Shockey. I mean, come on. So when you talk about compensating guys for their production, because that's really what it is. It's compensating guys for production. There's no reason why our market shouldn't be set. Travis should be getting paid at least $20-something million. I mean, it's just that's without a doubt bottom line. And if you're not doing it, I would tell all those guys, listen, hey, tight ends, tight end you, I'm telling you right now, hold out on all them jokers. Y'all get it all together. Y'all ain't gonna pay the tight ends all that money. See what they do when they don't have it. Okay, all y'all get together. Travis, George, y'all all get together. Right? Balls in y'all court. Okay, y'all got the power and y'all know how to negotiate this thing because y'all should be compensated without a doubt. It's not even a question. And so somebody who's just trying to make that argument that you should be compensated because you are tight end, you just got a TE in front of you. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Okay. So that was my part of it. I heard that and I'm sitting there thinking, here we are. We got guys who didn't even have the production as Travis. Is getting paid, $12, $15 million more. It's ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Without a doubt, man, this guy right here is a necessity. And so everybody can name that guys and tight ends in this league that are necessities on teams. I mean, without these guys ain't gonna be, they're not gonna be that successful, And so same thing with Patrick. Patrick knows, man. Hey, look, without Travis butting this bread, we don't know what his numbers will be. Put it that way. And he's a great player, no doubt about it. But sometimes it's a symbiotic relationship with these guys. Travis, without a doubt, is a staple in our offense. He'll be a staple anywhere he goes. He's just gonna eat. He's just gonna be that productive, regardless of where he goes. And so, pay that man. That man needs to get paid. So a compensation needs to be had. Guys getting paid at the tight end position. Period.
Yeah, 100% agree. But I do think that some Chief fans will take gripe with that comment that they don't want to have to spend any more money. They want to have as much money as possible to pay other guys. Now,
listen, look, hey, look, and I get it. But the thing is, you get what you pay for, right? That's what it usually is. So you get the guy that is, producing, who's the best tight end, in the league without a doubt. Probably would definitely be one of the best in the history of the game. So why would you pay a guy like that? I mean, you're paying, other guys all this money. So a guy that's being productive for you over these years, man, come on. I don't think anybody will have a problem as far as paying that. And the way I look at it, it's the same thing. If one team won't pay a guy, somebody will. I mean, A.J. Brown just went up there and what is he making, like $25 million in Philly? Come on, man. Wow. Like, you missed me with that. There's a lot of guys that's getting paid. So
look at Christian Kirk's contract that he signed with the Jaguars. That was the one that kind of blew the load off the market this offseason because everyone was surprised by that. What, 6 years, $87 million or something like that?
Yeah, crazy. And Travis can't get paid over 20? No. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, but do you think with Travis's age right now, is that an issue? I mean, because we're talking. I mean, he's at 32 now, I believe. I mean, we're getting to the kind of the latter part of the career, right?
Yeah.
You still think that kind of money is? I'm gonna say he's worth it. If you look at his body of work, but like as we're getting to that age, or is it like, I mean, do you think he actually thinks he deserves that money at this age right now?
Yeah, because even if he's doing like 1 year deals or 2 years, I mean, absolutely he's worth that money. Because the thing is, he hasn't really been hurt. Right? I mean, he's still playing at a high level. Yeah. So if you sit there and you look at his production, if his production is waning, if it's, it's starting to decrease, yeah, you might have an argument, but he's still blowing it up, man. He's killing these guys out here. So to me, he's worth that money, no doubt about it. And so I'm sitting over here, 35 million or whatever, cheap 30. Hey, look, okay. He needs to be in 20s, no doubt about it. So we sit over here, we using that conversation, some wide receivers and stuff. Come on, man. Guy right there needs to be paid. And so, like I said before, you do a 1-year deal, 2, whatever like that, furlough the money, whatever you need to do. I mean, I think, he deserves it. He's gonna be playing at a high level for a number of years. I know at least another 3 or 4 before you start seeing maybe a decrease in his production. Granted, he hasn't been any injuries and whatnot. There's no reason why he shouldn't. I think he does a good job taking care of his body. At least I think, because he hasn't really been hurt. So it tells the tale.
Yeah. Yeah. And like you said on the show before, tight end does so much for an offense. It's like the top 2 positions on the offensive side with quarterback and tight end. Tight ends doing run routes, also dealing with the blocking assignments and all that stuff. So there's a lot going on in the tight end position. So it's one of those unsung heroes that doesn't get the respect that it deserves.
Right. And like I said, it's based off production. So we're looking at, catches and yards and all that. Base it off that. I mean, seriously, just put it that way. With the market and like, look, it's all production what these guys are, not because of what you have in front of your name, like a wide receiver, running back, tight end. No, listen, production. We're looking at production, right? Pay him accordingly. Yeah.
Hey, every job in the world is based on performance, and everything's performance-based business. So why not do that with when it comes to catches and yards and basing it all together? So
listen, you might not have a lot of a public opinion about that agrees with me, man. But I'm gonna swing for my guys. I'm gonna swing for my TEs. Tight ends need to be getting paid. They should be getting paid a long time ago. They've been chefing this for a long, long time. Now it's time to cut it out.
Yeah, 100% with you, man. I'm sure tight end U is gonna love hearing this sound, but okay. So since our last show, a lot has happened in the Chiefs world. Obviously, we're talking about Travis Kelce, what his worth is, but also, the schedule came out, and I know the NFL kind of took another thing the NFL has taken and made it more of like a media, made a media storm around it. Like every day there was announcing a game or two, and then by day 4 of that week, they finally released the whole schedule. It's like, come on, just release a schedule. I don't want to do day by day. Let's just get to it. So first topic tonight. So obviously after the whole teasing of the NFL season, the Chiefs will be the first team. This is a crazy stat. Chiefs will be the first team in NFL history to start the season with 8 straight games against teams that had a winning record in the previous season. According to Sharp Analytics, the Chiefs have by far the hardest schedule in the NFL next season. And Vegas has set the Chiefs over/under wins for the following season for this season at 10.5. Last year it was 12 going into the season. So JD, what are your thoughts on this beast of a schedule that we got ourselves coming in 2022?
My thought is, the thing is you've been playing at high level, prime time, and you're gonna have prime time games. Everybody's gonna be swinging for you. So that is just the indication of the success you've had on the field, right? It's an indication of what you've been able to do in the playoffs, going to the Super Bowl. And so that's a great thing. It is. I think, to be honest, when I'm sitting over looking at the schedule, first 8 games, and I'm just looking up and down right here, and I'm looking Cardinals, Chargers, Colts, Buccaneers, Raiders, Bills, 49ers, and then, Titans. I mean, that right there is a smorgasbord of guys that's going to be in the playoffs, right? My thing is, I'm not as worried about it. I don't. I think, to be honest with you, the teams that we're playing, I think they got a lot of pressure on them too, right? Because you're playing the Chiefs. You're playing these guys. These guys, so they're at the pinnacle of the game, okay? And we understand that, the AFC had to go through Arrowhead for the past couple of years, to try to get to the Super Bowl. And so the thing is, you got to realize, look, these teams, they got to beat you, all right? They have to. I mean, the Bills, everybody's talking about Josh Allen. They got to still beat you, right? I mean, it's just, if you keep trying to down these guys as being great, this and that, look, you know what? Come in Arrowhead, or, we played with the Bills, and we'll see what you can do against Patrick Mahomes this time, okay? Same thing, Bucks. Tom comes back, okay? We're going to go down there. We're going to get in the pirate ship. We're going to blow a couple of cannonballs ourselves, okay, in the end zone. That's where I look at it. So that's going to be another primetime game. Tom's got to beat, Patrick, second time. These are like heavyweight bouts, right, that you're going to get at the first of the season. So I'm not really worried about it, man. I think with the amount of guys that we have, our coaching staff in general, okay, with the type of experience, I think we're going to be fine. I think we're in a great position. I think systemically what we're trying to do with offense is getting the right guys in the right positions. And I think once we do that, we get them up to speed with the OTAs, with the training camp, I think we'll be fine. So I'm not really worried about as much. It's going to be a tough schedule. But look, I don't think there's anybody on the schedule that we can't beat. I really don't. So I'm not really worried about it as much. It is going to be tough. But I think if you do these things early, right, test the metal early, it'll put you in a better position later on. Like, okay, look, we've done that test. We done went through like the hard part of it. We had the hardest schedule. We're going to win and start, wearing on teams. Hey, when it comes, playoff time till the end of they're going to be ready. They're going to be battle tested. And so I think these guys, man, they're going to do well.
Over under set at 10.5. You have over 10.5 wins?
Oh, definitely. Absolutely. 10.5 to me is just, that's disrespectful. I just don't think, when they say 10.5, I'm just like, man, they are still disrespecting the Chiefs. I just, look, I get Tyreek is gone. We lost Honey Badger too. But I still forget we got 15 in the room. We got Kelce, right? Well, Kelce, we got Hardman, we got MVS, we got Juju, we got CEH, we got Rojo, we got guys. We got the best O-line in the AFC. Now, our defense, we got some new guys on there. They're younger. They're going to be faster, especially in the secondary. They're going to hit harder than we had before. I don't think we have really a lot of questions. I don't. I think that what it's going to be is the time frame that we get everybody ready. So 10.5 to me is just disrespectful. I think that we win at least 13 games. Mm-hmm. If we don't win 13, 12 is going to be – that's going to be the one like, okay, maybe 12. But losing more than that, I don't see. I don't see it at all. Because somebody's going to have to come through Arrowhead. And that everybody knows that's just a tough place to play, period. But I think, man, we win 13 games. That's where I'm at with it, 13.
Just to have fun with it. Win the division too?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a given. I just think some of the, obviously because it's a long season, maybe lose a game here because you're trying to save guys or maybe somebody gets hurt. I don't know. But as far as winning the division, no doubt about it. I mean, I don't, there's nobody that I fear. I don't think anybody in Kansas City fears, any of those guys you're looking at. And they got great teams. They got great teams. But I don't think what they have on their team is better than our team. I don't think their Joes are better than our Joes. I don't think their coaching staff is better than our coaching staff. And I think right there, that's gonna be the ticket. I think that's gonna be one that puts us over top of everybody else, just because of the guys that we have, making sure the guys are in the right position. And they look, our guys are gonna do a great job with that. So I don't mind it. Come on, man. Winning position, yeah, division, absolutely.
All right. And just as far as the 8-game stretch, I know you mentioned the 8 games there. I've seen a lot of people say, if we come out of the 8-game stretch at 5-3 or 6-2, we're going to be in great shape. But where do you have us in that 8-game stretch? What is your of those games? So where do you have that record of those 8 games?
In the 8-game stretch, if I'm just looking at it, I don't know. Potentially, you could easily do 6-2, 7-1, easy. And I'm just looking at, if you don't play a good game against somebody, that might be the one, the turning point at the end of the game. Like, they got us at the end, right? Mm-hmm. So, other than that, I mean, Cardinals we could beat, Chargers we could beat, Colts we could definitely beat, Buccaneers we could definitely beat, Raiders definitely beat, Bills definitely beat, 49ers definitely beat, Raiders definitely beat. Come on, man. Yeah. Who are we afraid of? I mean, honestly, who are we afraid of? I don't see anybody on here, but we just got to be like, woo, man, God, leave, man. I don't see nobody like that. I just don't. So, it's just, but it's football. It's NFL football. All these guys are good. All these guys are great. So we just got to bring our A game every single week. If guys are prepared, if guys are, coached up like they should be, which I know they will, when you go into the game and everybody's understanding about their assignment, what they need to do, Chiefs are going to be fine. They're going to be fine.
Yeah. I honestly, I agree with you on a lot of your takes in this whole thing. I think that, I feel like the NFL or the odds makers and a lot of these talking heads out there, it's like almost like they've forgotten that we lost Tyreek Hill and we lost Tyrann Mathieu, but everything else is still intact. Whereas people are trying to make an argument, oh, they're not going to win their division this year. The Raiders have a new coaching staff and a new front office. Yeah. The Broncos, new coaching staff, and they brought in Russell Wilson. So these are guys who have to get acclimated to a whole new city, a whole new team, and everything. The only team I'll say that has a legit shot as far as competing for the division with us is the Chargers, just because continuity. That entire team is back.
Right.
And then and it's us. The other two teams are outliers because we don't know what we're getting from them. People want us to talk about unknowns from us. We lost Tyreek Hill. I'm not knocking Tyreek Hill, but like overall, our entire receiver room is a lot better than it was last year, top to bottom.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of unknowns. We know this team. This is the same team that we've had.
Right, and I think that's going to be the challenge. Challenge on offense is, getting all those guys to gel together, right? And usually when you introduce a new system to these young guys, trying to get them up to speed, is going to be kind of the issue, right? Because MBS is in a new system, Juju's in a new system, Skyy Moore's in a new system, and so these guys who haven't been in this is going to be learning. But I know they got great teachers, they got great coaches, and so I know the coaches are going to get them ready, they're going to get them prepared, up to speed. And the guy, of course, throwing the ball to him, look, that's the guy you want behind you. That's the guy you want throwing the ball to you. So he's going to throw darts. He's going to make sure that he's going to put the ball on you. And so you got the best quarterback in football. So I think, to me, to be honest with you, that learning curve, as far as like getting everybody up to speed, just understand the offense systematically, is really going to be the challenge. But other than that, man, offensive line set. Running backs, cool. Tight ends, bet. Like you said, up and down the wide receiver room, we're better. We're better. And so I think all those guys are going to get together, gel together, what they need to be, or how they need to do it to be successful.
Yeah. Yep. And I think one thing that I'm learning from you guys on the show is, always talk about continuity. And I think the continuity aspect from the other, the two of the four teams in the division, it's not there. For entirety, it's not there yet. We don't know what we're getting from Denver. We don't know what we're getting from the Raiders. So for people to even bring them up in the conversation, it's like, well, pump the brakes there, I think.
Yeah, that's always the hardest part. The hardest part is always when you talk about the continuity and consistency, especially when they got a new quarterback in, right? You got to learn, what he does, and Russell's got to learn what these guys can do. And so, same thing, San Diego. Yeah, that's going to be a team, but I think we're just up down the board. We're just better than those guys. Period. So, Justin Herbert he's not Patrick Mahomes, right? No, okay. Listen, you let him come and have a conversation let him sit down, play a position. We'll see what he can do. Okay. And then, of course, the Raiders, like you said, new staff, it's going to take some time. And it's going to take some time. They got some boys over there, but it's going to take some time. It really is. So, yeah.
But yeah, and we have 5 primetime games, so it's going to be fun to watch our guys under the primetime lights on, and I think our first one's with Thursday night, week 2 against San Diego. So
Thursday night. Yeah, I think T Gunn's doing it, man, for Prime. That's the Prime TV is what they're doing. I think they're going to kick off their season, man. It's going to be, man, fireworks. Can't wait. Can't wait.
If Gonzalez is doing that, it's good luck for our guys, I think.
Yes, sir.
All right, so moving on to our next topic. So post-draft, we discussed the moves we made. We traded for Lonnie Johnson, and like 10 minutes later, we did the rare UFA tag on Melvin Ingram, which if he wasn't signed by June 29th, he would come back to us at a 1 year, $4 million deal. But if he went somewhere else, we would get a compensation pick. What happened? He signed with the Miami Dolphins. We're going to get a compensation pick for his play with the Dolphins. That's the one good thing, but we also lose our guy Melvin Ingram again. Another offseason where we lose Melvin Ingram, where we thought we had him, but we won't have him. So now this kind of reemphasizes a need for another edge because we're going to be asking a lot from our rookie Karlaftis. So what are your thoughts on this? Does double down on the fact that are we gonna wait for these training camp cuts to go get another edge, or are we gonna should we hone in on somebody who's available right now, JD?
I think if you address this issue now, rather than later, I think you'll be in a better position. And this is why it was kind of like a cause for concern why we didn't get more guys, edge rushers and defensive ends, kind of in the draft. And like I said, maybe they're seeing a lot going on with the guys they got in the room, and so maybe they're expecting a lot from these guys. And so, it was unfortunate, but everybody was like, Melvin Ingram wasn't going to bring in the tax. Listen, he changed the defense last year. He changed it. And so his pressures and his production, what he was able to do, I mean, that mindset from a veteran was paramount for what we did defensively last year. No doubt about it. I mean, so you can't, downplay what he was able to do, what he could bring into the room. Now, guys that's out here, you got to find a guy. I just think you do. I think for the depth of what you want to do defensively, and I said this, I think, rotations, you have like a good rotation of guys, keep them fresh, you put yourself in a better position. And so I think maybe if anything, if any concern that comes in as far as like defensive wise, that will be it. That's my only concern. Like, we need another guy. So we want, Frank, if Frank is going to step up, Karlaftis, if he's going to do what he needs to do, Kando, what's coming up with him, Dannon, we just got to see. We got to see. But I think we got to go get another guy. That's my assessment of everything. And so, like I said before, I think if you get a guy who specializes in pass rushing, going to get the ball, is the guy that you want to be able to go get. So.
Yeah. And even after we placed a UFA tag on Ingram, you were still saying we should bring in another guy. That was even a topic on the show. What does it say to you? Because we've talked about I don't want to call Veach cheap or anything. I know there's a lot of huge Veach fans out there. And I'm a Veach fan, so there's no slander here. It's just, I feel like we've kind of had this conversation a lot this year where it's like, come on, pay up a little bit, pay up a little more to get him in. Because I don't think they paid him that much more than $4.4 million that we wanted to get him at. It's like last year we let him go. We had to trade a draft pick in the season to get him to bring him on. So it's like, what are we? I don't understand why we're playing this game. I get it's a game of money, but come on, spend up a little bit to bring the guy back.
You know what, man? I think the guys get irritated with things like that too. When you kind of lowball them, year after year, it's kind of like, look, man, you know what? They're just kind of playing me like a fiddle. And he might have just made the move like, okay, this is close to home. And look, I was, I did that, had that experience. Look, I'm gonna go here, and it might be less money, whatever. But I'm just, I'd rather just do this off principle. I don't know. So I just know sometimes those when you try to be frugal, these things can backfire on you.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of guys that still want to get paid. I think there's guys out here. You can't get a deal on everything. I know Veach is saying, look, listen, hey, I know he's wheeling and dealing. I know he's sitting over here. He's trying to get everybody for the bottom dollar. Maybe throw you a little bit over here. Listen, I give you this. But it's like, yo, man, hey, man, can you see another meal and a half or something of that? Can we a little bit more incentive? What can we do? It's like, well, I don't know. So it's like one of those guys that's always trying to get that, that quick little, hit, that deal all the time. Wheeling and dealing, baby. Wheeling and dealing. So I don't know. I just, pay a little bit to get a guy, make sure he's worth it. I don't know, man. We just missed out. To me, that is just kind of like caused my concern. And why we didn't address him more in the draft. I'll go back to the draft. I said that. That was the one thing I thought in the draft that I had a critique on is getting another edge guy or defensive end, which I thought we should have done, or defensive tackle, maybe, So
Yeah. It's like we talk about post-draft. It's like we did the opposite. What you and I thought was going to happen because we were texting during the draft. We thought, okay, Edge is coming here. Instead, we went secondary, and say, oh, okay, well, I guess we're going secondary instead of Edge.
Right. Listen, look, and hey, you can have the best secondary in the world, but I tell you what, the best secondary guys, cover guys, they can't cover a guy all day.
Nope.
I don't care. So you need that pressure on that quarterback. You know, I mean, that's what you need. And so, I don't know, man. Maybe we'll address it. Hopefully, look, and I'm gonna say this, put this out here. Hopefully, Kendall and those guys step up, show us something different, showing that look, we got this, we can handle this right here. And if you get another guy, cool. I think we need one more guy. I think we do. But here's the Kendall and those guys stepping up, man. Let's show what you can do. Hey, see what you can do, big fella. See what you can do, young fella. See what you can do. So here we go.
I guess my question is on this whole thing. It's like, because I was having this conversation with my brother, and it was like, are we putting? I mean, like, let's say for example, we go to training camp preseason. We don't bring in another guy. We kind of go with as is, and you know we roll out Karlaftis to be the opposite edge next to Clark. Is that kind of a lot of pressure to just to go with the Karlaftis or other edge guy, and we're expecting him to go out there? Is that kind of Is that a lot of pressure for a young guy or no? I mean, he's a first round pick.
Yeah, he's a first round pick. I mean, we brought him here for a reason, and we brought him here to be effective. Be a star. We ain't got time to wait. So we brought you in because of what you did in college, what we seen on film, your productivity, and so what you can bring to the game. So that's his expectations. That's how this business works. Like you said, man. Look, it's the NFL. Now, hey, you're not at Purdue anymore. This is the big boys. This is the big deal, the big league right now. And so you got to play like it. And so I think you could do it. I think you could do it. But if my question is, who's out there, right? That's the question about getting a guy who is worth the money, or if he's trying to get paid money, who's out there that we can get that's going to be a difference maker. You know what I mean?
JPP, who's familiar with Spags' system in New York.
Yeah. JPP, does he have something in the tank? We have to see. So maybe Spags is talking to him. Maybe JPP is like, look, you know what? I got you. Listen, don't worry about it, but I'm not doing OTAs or none of that. I'll come to camp. All right? Just let you know. Spags is like, yeah, cool. Don't worry about it. We got you. JPP ain't got to do none of that. You chill at home and get ready, do all that. You ain't got to do all the rookie stuff. You ain't no spring chicken here. Hey, we'll bring you in during training camp. He'll be fine. Yeah. I think, he'll bring something. He'll add something to the room for sure.
And there was someone on Twitter also said that the Niners are looking to cut in the coming weeks. They will be cutting D Ford, our former first round edge rusher who famously had the offsides in the AFC Championship game. People said as a joke, maybe he could come back as a free agent. It'd be kind of funny seeing him come back as just pass rush specialist, and with all the stuff that Frank Clark had taught. It's funny. Frank Clark never played with him, but Frank Clark even made fun of him the following year about the whole offside stuff, which I think is a funny concept. The guy who never actually played with him was dogging a player he never played with.
Yeah, well, no.
Poor guy.
If he can get something, so be it. Maybe he can make amends for the whole deal, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, but regardless, edge rusher in need. But I mean, if the young guys can step up, then hey, that's one less thing we need to get. But I think just to be safe, bring in a guy even for the preseason and training camp. If JPP still has what it takes, then there you go. He can be something, or a guy along the lines of JPP. But yeah, I mean,
yeah, he's not. And JPP's not going to break the bank either. Like you said, he's familiar with Spags. I think he'll be able to come in. Matter of fact, I mean, he's got a championship mentality. Yeah. He'll bring it up here, no doubt about it. So,
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. So talking about, you mentioned championship mentality. So as our last topic tonight, last week, NFL Insider on ESPN, Louis Riddick, big Louis Riddick fan. They were talking about favorites. It was kind of like a super early Super Bowl favorites going into next season. And who did he say? He said the Kansas City Chiefs. Everyone else is knocking the Chiefs, giving reasons why to not be fans of the Chiefs going into this year. Louis Riddick still on the Chiefs bandwagon. He highlighted as his reasons for the Chiefs as his Super Bowl favorites. Mahomes as one, and then having one of the best offensive lines in football, which you mentioned earlier, and just an overall deeper wide receiver room than we had in the past. And then also having a younger and faster defense. And also, he also mentioned continuity. So it's just so many things that we've always talked about in the show is like the keys to success.
Yeah.
Quarterback, the continuity with your coaching staff, kind of having a younger, kind of mixes younger and older defense. But I will say our defense is kind of more on the younger side. Really not allow veteran presence on the defensive side. So that's one thing I will say is kind of a unknown, I would say more so than any unknowns on the offense. I don't think there's any unknowns on offense. Just kind of new wrinkles this year without Tyreek. But what were you surprised by that? Because I saw a lot of Bills fans, Patriots fans going on there and kind of dogging Louis Riddick for calling him an Andy Reid homer. Just kind of dogging Louis Riddick's take there. What do you think? I mean, obviously the Chiefs show, but if you could take your Chiefs goggles off for a second and look at this, just as a football aficionado as you are, what do you think about his take on that?
I think Louis Riddick knows what he's talking about. That's what I think. I always like Louis Riddick, man. He's, I think he's a really balanced, reasonable, intelligent guy. I really do. I always like his takes. And we agree. We agree with everything he said, all the points he made. Look, yeah, we got Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback in the league. Offensive line, one of the best offensive lines in the league, if not the best offensive line in the league. Continuity with the coaches, no doubt about it. Wide receiver room, man, top to bottom. I mean, we just got more guys, more bodies, and we got playmakers. And so that offensively, I think we're set. And I've made this point earlier. I don't think there's anybody on their schedule that we can't beat. I don't think there's anybody that we should sit there and say, oh man, we ought to be scared of. Or, I need to be knocking. Defensively, like you said, man, we got a young, fast defense. They're going to be a hard-hitting defense. These guys can go out there and they're going to go play. Special teams wise, I mean, we got guys on special teams. We got Chanel who's going to be able to help out special teams. What are the receivers? I'm sure it's going to be return guy. If not, we have somebody else back there returning. So I think we're pretty much set. As far as up and down the board. Obviously, if you're a Bills fans or Broncos or Cincinnati, you got to cry. Oh my God, what are you talking about? Okay, listen. I'll tell you what. They know what we got. Okay, they've seen what we have, and each and every one of those teams we hit in the mouth. The Bengals escaped us last year. Okay, we was beating them handily in the first half, right? And we should have finished them out, and we didn't. But I don't think that's going to be another mistake we're going to make this year. We learned that lesson, okay? We're just going to put these guys away. Ain't going to get another chance, another opportunity and shot. So our secondary is a lot better against those guys that got on that side, right? So I think Lewis, he's on to something. I don't see why would you not take the Chiefs, right? Why would you not take them? So I think we win the division. I still think we're the best team in the AFC, bottom line. And so if you're thinking about, okay, Super Bowl, who are you going to see? Rams, Buccaneers, maybe one of those guys. We got those in the season. We got them. And then, of course, I think preseason we got Green Bay. I ain't worried about them. They ain't got nobody up there. So hey, the cupboard is bare in Green Bay. He looking around like, oh, he looking around. Yeah, it's bare, buddy. It's bare. So to me, it just makes sense, man. I just with the talent that we have, I think that we're the best team in football. Bottom line, pure and simple. And so, like I said, Riddick, with his balanced assessment of what we have with the teams that we go against, I think, to me, it just would be a rational, reasonable decision that the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. So we can debate it all day, but hey.
I agree, and obviously it's the Chiefs just so, my biases lean a certain way. But I mean, it's one of those things. If you look at all things we talked about, look at the last 4 years. We've owned the AFC. We didn't win the AFC this year, but we've hosted it. We're in that conversation every year. Man, I don't see why people would be quick to jump off the bandwagon. I know everyone's always looking for the next hot girl, right? Everyone's always looking for the next one, right? But Why? Why jump off? What's been? I mean, what the team that is the epitome? Everyone's been trying to build their team to be like the Chiefs or to beat the Chiefs.
Look, I get it. I understand. You're gonna have the challenges, of course. Tyreek Hill's not here, right? He was the hitter. We knew it was gonna be like one. Hit his head on the goalpost every chance he had a ball in his hand, right? The thing is, we still got guys like that in the room. We still got speed all around the wide receiver room. We do. We got some bigger guys. So now we can do more things because we have more guys with the ability to make this offense great. We still got the greatest tight end in football. And we still got the best quarterback. And we still got the best offensive line. And so offensively, I think we're going to be fine. Offensively, you score points, we're going to be fine. A young, fast defense, if everybody's on the same page, like I said, and I think it's probably one of the things, if all the young guys get acclimated to what they want to do defensively, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. Now, talked about this earlier. Concern, we got to get after the quarterback. We need a guy. That's what we need. Look, I tell you, I will sit well. If we get as a guy, defensive end, I can say, oh, you know what? Okay, cool. We made a decision to get this guy in that's going to be able to bolster the defense. Mm-hmm. We bring that guy, I'm like, yo, hey, we get pressure on the defense, we got ball hawks back there. Yeah. We got ball hawks. And so our secondary's gotten better. Our linebacker core is better than it was last year. So come on, man. Look, we can argue this point all day. And I get the Bills are going to argue it and everybody else is going to have their say in it. I got it. But right now, I'm taking the Chiefs. And if you got any sense, you will take the Chiefs too. So I know everybody on the show is going to take the Chiefs. I don't know why you wouldn't. You know what I mean? So.
And I think the one thing that still puzzles me, and I think that hopefully it'll get figured out, is what we talk about, the edge. It's like every other team in our division addressed edge this offseason, and they all got a high price top 10 guy, Randy Gregory, Khalil Mack, and Chandler Jones. But I thought it was okay. We don't need to get a top dollar guy. We are paying Frank Clark a lot of money, but and it seems like this might be his last year. But I thought we were gonna go, like we said, I thought we were gonna at least get maybe 2 or 3 guys we can kind of rotate in. And it's you know what? We may not have a top dog, but we're gonna have 2 to 3 guys you're gonna be rushing at you all game long. 2 to 3 fresh guys rushing at you all game long. So I hope we can address that, maybe finding a vet. But it's just I wish we had that, because you may not have the top dog, but if you have quantity, a bunch of guys who's always fresh, I mean, I think that can make up for not having a top guy. Yeah,
I'll say one thing that we need to address was having a guy that had a high motor. We got that guy.
Yep.
We just wanted to get 2 more guys. Yeah. I really did. I wanted 2 more guys in the draft, because I'm you get high motor guys, and if they're switching them out and they're fresh, I mean, fundamentally, we're going to be better. I mean, just up and down the line. And so nobody gets tired. You don't have to worry about if he gets hurt, there's another guy who can step up at that time. So that was, I think, the issue in itself. Like you said, me and we were just kind of talking, man, I don't know. Like I said, that's the one thing that we should probably should have addressed. But I mean, offensively, no questions here, none whatsoever. Defensively, maybe D-line, that's it. But if I'm just saying, if we're looking at teams and we're looking at guys, personnel, and players, I'm taking our team all day long. I'm looking at Buffalo. I'm looking at the Raiders. I'm looking at the Bengals. I'm looking at all these teams, 49ers. I'm looking at these guys, and I'm I'm still taking the Chiefs. I'm still taking them. And so we set them up to be successful, not just for this year, for a long time. So,
and the one thing about the Bengals, and this is I'll last thing with the Bengals, but it's that they have their windows right now, because you got Burrow's on that rookie contract still, Chase on that rookie contract still, T. Higgins, I think it's his last year, and it's you can't pay. I mean, as we saw this year, you can't pay all these skilled players. It's gonna be tough for them to do that, and their window is gonna be kind of this is it. This is kind of it right now. I think, at least I think
they're gonna break the band up, man. They're gonna break the band up. So, but like I said, those guys, I mean, they got talented guys on the other side, no doubt about it. But we got some young guys in here who are hungry. that's going to be able to compete at a high level. And so I think they're going to be up for the task. I really do. So that'd be a good game. That'd be a great game.
There's so many games on this whole thing that I'm like, yep, that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one. Yeah. Like you said, we have, like, we're talking like prize fighting. We have like of our 17 games, we have like 12 of these games are pay-per-view events.
Right. Yeah. Right. So, it's not going to be one of those, like I was watching this the other night. It ain't going to be like Lennox Lewis against Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? And all that. It ain't going to be like that. We got a shadow of our former self. We got some young, energetic, challenging, competitive guys in here. Mm-hmm. We got this past draft. They did a tremendous job getting these guys in the draft. So we got some free agents in here who's going to be able to come in and compete. You know what I mean? So lace your shoes up, buckle your chin strap, get your hard head on, man. We're going to be hitting some people in the mouth, and they better get ready. So the Chiefs are putting everybody on notice. Go in notice, man. Don't think you're going to come in tiptoeing an Arrowhead. It ain't going to happen. Nope. It's not going to happen. So be ready.
The Tyson Lewis reference is great. That's one of the first box matches I remember as a young kid. All the hype behind it. It was the most bad match, man.
I know. I said I was still like, dang God, even seeing it again, I'm like, wow, man. But yeah.
Before we go, because you mentioned some of the receivers that some of the young guys that you think might make an impact this year. Right before we came on, the Chiefs Twitter account posted a video of Justyn Ross making a grab. So I'm gonna send you. Do you have your phone next to you?
I do.
I'm gonna send you the video, and I want you to react. I want you to react live on air at what you think about this Justyn Ross catch, because the hype around this kid's legit. So I want everyone's gonna get a live reaction of you seeing this Justyn Ross catch.
He's just doing what he's supposed to do, man. I see guys, look, listen, this is the NFL. If you ain't making catches like this, you don't need to be in the league. I'm just going to be completely honest with you, okay? Look, I'm going to say this. I don't think people realize like the level of talent you need to make it on the NFL roster, okay? Like, that catch right there, guys make it every day. Just to be honest with you. I'm for real. That's the truth. If you're a good receiver in the league, you're gonna make catches like that all the time. I seen better catches. Like we see, like man, these guys are making catches like that all the time as a wide receiver. If you ain't making a catch like that, you don't need to be in the room. So he better make about 5 or 10 catches like that during training camp and stuff like that. If he won't get his name, if he won't be on that 53-man roster, it's gonna take things like that. Because right there, what I'm seeing, he's making that catch. I'm looking at it again. That's only one foot down. Better drag two. I know somebody who would have toe tapped that one. I know. I played with plenty of wide receivers that's catching with one hand and toe tapping. So this is the elite of the elite. I think that right there is kind of close. That's a good catch, though. It's a great catch. I ain't gonna take away from it. But hey, young fella, you want to get on 53-man? You want to travel? Get on that plane? Keep making catches like that. Bottom line. But I love it, though. I love it. He's going to compete, man. Look, he's going to compete. I like Justyn Ross. I like him a lot. Sucker got skinny legs, man. Sucker got some speed on him. You can tell that joker.
He's got those Kevin Durant legs.
Yeah. Probably need to give him a couple little hamburgers, some of that barbecue out there in Kansas City. Beef him up. But not if you're going to lose no speed. So, that's a great catch. That's a great catch, man. But, like, hey, that's what it takes in the NFL. You'll get on the roster, that's what it takes. Yeah. It ain't we ain't playing tiddlywinks out here. So
yeah, since that video's come up, everyone like a lot of big Twitter accounts are posting that, like, just saying the Chiefs got to steal getting Justyn Ross. And like as Dabo Sweeney said like last week, or I think it was last week, they know the Chiefs got to, if he's healthy, the Chiefs got themselves a real deal guy. So as a lot of people were fearing Chiefs coming away with the one receiver potential for the next couple of years with Skyy Moore. We ended up getting 2 potentially with hoping his medicals are all right when Justyn Ross. So
yeah, I think, man, if he learns everything assignment wise, technique, and usually it's what it is. What gets young guys is like the value that you have to learn. I think I heard Skyy Moore say something about that because they're throwing everything at you, and then some of the playbook in college is not as extensive as it is in the NFL. Yeah. So terminology, what you need to know, where you got to be, why you're doing it, depth of the route. I mean, and also too, man, the work ethic. Like guys are going to be learning how to work fast, hard, all the time. And sometimes in college, you was able to get away with some things. But the demands of the NFL, hey man, I need for you to run through this play. All right, this is the demands that we have here. You need to run through this play. So the mindset needs to change every single chance. Look, hey, Justyn Ross, he makes that play. Hey man, you come back to the huddle like you're gonna make 10 more like that. That's the way it works. And so, man, he's a talented guy, man. I think he'll develop to be a huge success here. If he learns everything in the system and all that, he's going to be good.
Well, it's funny you say that because Mahomes actually he retweeted the video of Ross doing that. And he actually he quote tweeted the video. He said, craziest part about this was dude acted like this was a normal after he caught it. That's what Mahomes said. And he says the crazy part about it. So, I mean.
Yeah, no, hey, look. Hey, trying to tell you, man, wide receiver in NFL, guys make these catches. I mean, in practice, you see it every single day. I mean, I played with some guys with some great hands. I mean, I've seen some catches. I'm just like, oh my gosh, that I was just like, man, how did this dude catch his ball like that? And looked like it was routine. So I'm good. I'm glad he's got that swagger. Like, oh man, I do this all the time. Cool. Keep that mindset. I love it. Yeah. Keep that mindset going. So.
Yeah, exciting. It's gonna be exciting to see him during training camp and preseason. So sky's the limit for him, really, if he can just stay healthy and all his medicals are fine.
Yeah. I want to keep seeing more like this from him.
Yeah,
okay? Pushing for him, man. I think he'll make it. I'll keep pushing for him. I think he'll make it. He keeps doing things like this, like you said, staying healthy, get his speed up, because I know that's going to be the issue. Because there's the 4.6 and stuff. Yeah. How's he running? Because the league is all about separation. Mm-hmm. It really is. Can you separate from your guy? Can you run from him? Can you run great routes? Do you understand the intricate parts of what you're trying to do? He gets all that down. Bet it's going to be. That's what we need. Yeah, I see talented guys out there all the time. You can have the physical ability, man, but if you don't have it up here, and then you don't know what you're doing, you get lost. We can't play this guy. This guy can't play. We're gonna get somebody hurt out here running the wrong route all the time. So. Look, that room, there's a lot of people in that room. There's a lot of good people in that room.
Yeah.
So we'll see, man. I love the competition. I love it.
Yeah. So. Let me ask you, you were talking about receivers that you've seen make ridiculous catches. Was Bobby Scipio one of those? Because Bobby Scipio in that Hard Knocks.
Oh, yeah. Bobby Scipio has some nice hands on him. Sip? Oh, yeah. Yeah, has some nice hands on him. I mean, I'm talking about, man, I played, man, Urban Fryer, Mark Say, Christy Jones. I mean, Eddie Kennison. I put Eddie's, J Mo. I mean, there's guys I could just name them. I mean, guys just making great plays. Tony. I mean, we just up and down the line of like wide receivers. You could just name them. Guys are making plays like this all the time. It's just like, hey, it's what they're supposed to do.
Right. It comes with the job.
Comes with the job, man. That's what you get paid to do. You're paid to make plays like that. Sure. Now, let's see you make plays like that in the game, right?
Yeah.
On there is one thing. Woo, it looks pretty on there. Oh, yeah, okay. Let's strap these pads up and see how it looks then, So.
Yeah. No, it's true. I remember in high school, like my coach would always make fun of the receivers who showboat after like making catches like that and routes on air. It's like, okay, let's take it to one-on-ones or we go team.
Now all of a sudden somebody's up in your neck, like, you can't even get off the jam. Like, get him out of here. Get him out.
Yeah.
He'll jump in there. Shoot. You get open. You ain't gonna be running, because sometimes what you see like young guys, they start running in place all this time. Look, you got 4 seconds to run this route. We ain't got time for this. Ain't backyard football.
Yeah.
Open, run your route.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, good stuff. Good stuff.
All stars.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
All right. All right, fellas. Well, that does it for us. Thanks for tuning in to Chief Concerns presented by BetOnline. We'll see you guys next week as we continue to, man, we're going to see a lot of stuff OTAs. I mean, as we're seeing clips come out like at 9:00 on Wednesday night. So there's going to be a lot of stuff to be talking about as we go forward. JD, I'm glad you're doing better, buddy.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Hope everyone enjoys the episode, and we'll see you guys next week. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get podcasts.